Had a little bit of money, so the Lord did me. Got all kind of shit. Got the glow sticks. I got the gotcha bag. Got the Hawaiian punch. Man, everybody won't holler at Pop what you need. I got it. If I ain't got it, I can find it. You understand? I'm selling glow sticks. Glow sticks that go with the yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know, might go off, or I don't know, what kind of practical jokes do you play?
Well, with my new chemistry set, thanks to Brie Larson, I do like to make stink bombs.
Well, you know it is a thrill when you go downhill, 'cause you're riding on the mountain of your own free will. And you're zipping in a flash on a daring dash, down a waterfall so rapid that you go split splash. Splash Mountain!
So with that, you doing me? I mean, no, I'm doing it with, no, no, I thought it was very good. This is going to be a good show. Here we go. Is there an earthquake in the...
Do you have a tail, or is that your hair in the back?
あ、ほら髪の毛と下に尻尾があります。
Hair and a tail. Wow. The best of both worlds.
あー、Thank you! 私の髪の毛と尻尾はとっても自慢の髪の毛と尻尾なんです。ありがとうございます。
Yeah, it really such a unique little character. It's mesmerizing. So anyway, I forgot the question.
Tigers, go 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 Tigers.
Konnichiwa. ボンバットファミリーと私たちのライブ放送へようこそ。私たちはあなたの視聴とリスニングの喜びのための素晴らしいショーを持っています。今あなたのホストスコッティ・ジェイロとジェリー・ケーブルに Stay Bombad を楽しんで覚えておいてください。
Welcome to the Bombadcast.
What's going on, Bombad fam? Happy everyone's here tonight, hanging out with us. All 10 of you in the chat. I really appreciate you watching live. That being said, oh my God, I cannot wait to talk about this. I don't think you'll realize how much I love this movie. I've said it for years. This is actually, conversation has been in the work for, I would almost say 2 years now. We'll talk to Jerry about that in a second. This is something we've been really hyped for. I've done my research. Hope Jerry's ready to talk for a little bit. Pretty hyped for this movie. That being said, welcome to the Bombadcast. This is our weekly show where we talk about anything and everything, nerdom, Star Wars, really. And it says right here, a weekly Star Wars experience. Don't think you're not going to hear some Star Wars talk today, because you definitely are. I can almost guarantee you're going to hear a lot of Star Wars talk. But with that being said, super happy everyone's here. Tune in over the next couple of weeks. We got some stuff planned. I know we're going to take a little brief hiatus, 2-week hiatus for the holidays, but we'll come back and you'll be happy to see us. But every Wednesday, Bombad Gaming, it's my gaming streaming show. We've been covering a lot of Fortnite, which has been kind of fun for the most part because the youth like it. And plus, it's honestly a fantastic game. I think if I can get a guarantee, Connor and some of my students will be very excited about. I plan on doing some Wii Sports next week. Wii Tennis. Hopefully we'll get Katie involved as well. That'd be really Bombad. And of course, Jerry's fantastic show, Hyperfocus. It is a bi-weekly discussion show where he gets anyone in our Star Wars or, I guess, friend fandom community to come together and hyperfocus and talk about things other than Star Wars. And maybe how it kind of leads back into Star Wars. It's got a great little call-in show aspect too. It's fantastic. And if you haven't yet, and if you want to join our Patreon, very excited to show a couple of things today for our patrons. We got some cool stuff in. I'm going to show those on the screen in just a moment. But if you want to be a part of a patron, some of these things are guarantees, especially a nice little care package we send every other month or so. We also have a small group chat. We're going to do some more of these things listed, but of course, we got to shout out everyone that comes and tunes in. Okay. Our fantastic supporters here at Patreon. They bless us with money every month with the ability to do things like use this streaming service. So we're thankful for them in every way. Trevor, Richie Rasputin, Preston Dugas, Buck O'Brien, Alden Diaz, David at K2S Bro, Trey Mitchell, Wesley Rulich, Chase Hauser, Neil Lowry, Todd DeGrossier, Brian Hennessy, M from Pink Milk, Michael McBoy, Brian Fry, Jeff Qualilio, Jared the Dark Jedi, Seth Parnell, Nick Milky, Rick Villanueva, and William Hardy. All of these people are actually going to be going home with their own custom Star Wars Topps cards that I've gotten printed today, and they'll be getting mailed out as soon as next week. So very excited. Love seeing the chat here hanging out. Hello, chat. Hello, chat. But yeah, on Patreon, we've got some exclusive shows as well. I've been posting this on the actual main YouTube page for other people to view as well, but it's exclusive first there. And Jerry has his own show, To the Kanjikin Corner, where he reads fantastic novels from the Star Wars universe and, of course, dissects them and talks about them as he reads through them. That being said, oh my God, a lot of word vomit. And one last thing I need to plug. Hold on. We want to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. Okay, I know it's a silly thing, but if you haven't yet, follow us at the Bombadcast on TikTok. We want to go live exclusively through our TikToks and also through our Instagram feeds. So something we're going to start looking into. It won't be like every Thursday's live streams at a different place, but maybe this could be like a random Sunday stream or a random Tuesday stream where we can just have fun and engage with people on that platform. With all that being said, I got to bring in the man himself, one of my favorite people in the world, my co-host, my sweetest and my oldest friend, Jerry the Canned Cabled Junkled.
Ooh, nothing, something but Dave Filoni. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Beautifully put. How good. You're such a good singer. I mean that wholeheartedly. You really are. You've got such good talent.
Shut the fudge up.
Look how festive. Hold on. No one's
so
talked
festive
about this
today.
yet. No, look at Jerry in particular. My God, what a king.
Yeah, I painted this sweater on before I came on, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to roll.
I'm ready.
Let's go.
I'm ready to go too. We got a lot to talk about. Look, Walkling is what Jerry is calling you, a baby Ewok Jerry.
A Walkling, yes. Yeah, it's one of those things. Listen, yeah, guys, go follow us on if I could just comment on all the things you've.
Yeah, sure.
We vomit a bunch of plugs at the beginning, but listen, guys, go follow us on TikTok because that's what the kids are doing these days, and we need to become relevant. That's kind of a cool. Did you see the fire? Back there. I've got actually Avater playing on here, and it was the part where they're burning his brother's corpse.
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah.
That was actually a really cool effect. I like that.
That was awesome.
But anyway, this is all it's gonna be tonight, guys. No, but yeah, go follow us. And Scotty and I are trying to work on breaking into more areas of the internet. We're trying to work on fine tune our content a little more to give you what you guys want.
If I'm going to be frank, sometimes, our content can be stagnant in terms of what we talk about, what we look at. And also another thing is our viewership can be stagnant. We've talked about this with Nick and Pete and a bunch of our friends. How do we get past our little echo chamber of not just creator friends, but also just the spaces we already exist in? How can we
want you guys to have more friends. We want you guys to have more friends coming in here and talking.
And I could tell you a lot of people in this chat, in particular Andrew Miller, one of them who I love seeing in the chat, Star Wars Line by Line, one of the funniest Twitter pages on Twitter.
Yes. And also, thank you, Andrew. I just saw your
Yes.
comment. I appreciate
Andrew's
that.
a great board game show that I listen to very
Yes.
infrequently, but when I do, I
So
always
incredible.
learn.
We were
and
on
I
it
really
once.
enjoy it.
We were on what episode? We were on an
Yeah.
episode, weren't we? Like what
Yes.
episode were we on? It was a Star Wars themed game, was it not?
It was a Star Wars themed game. I forget exactly which one it was.
Was it like Monopoly or something? I don't know. It was
God.
it was a fun time though.
It was
So
a
y'all go
great
check that out.
time.
You'll have to go check
But
it out.
in all seriousness, though, we wanna break into new area, and we've been filming a lot more shorts that'll start getting posted next week. I'm gonna finish editing a good bit of them, but yeah. That being said, I'm excited, and I want to show this off. By the way, if you're in our patron, you're getting a exclusive Bombadcast magnet. I know I'm sending you a handful of them.
Oh,
I'm sending you a handful of them.
Gotta give this. I'm gonna go just slap those on people's cars at work.
Look, I got a few over here. We got some custom Topps cards. Our patron Alden Diaz will get his in the mail by next week. So they are to scale to original Topps cards. I don't have mine near me right now, but they are 100% to scale. So it's exciting stuff. That being said, yeah, I'm ready to talk some Avatar. I love this movie. I'm very excited for what we're gonna get, and I don't know how many people in the chat really love this movie. I really don't know, because if I'm gonna be honest with you, it's like we've heard things for a long time, and I'm curious to know what people think of it, and I mean that.
Well, you know what's funny is I was actually having a conversation with a coworker today, I believe. We're talking about like how long it's been that they've been talking about this sequel coming out, and I think that coworker said like it feels like they've been talking about it since before the first movie came out.
God, you're not
that they're
wrong.
gonna work on this sequel and everything, and I'm like, yeah, like you could probably like you'd probably like go forward in time and pick someone out like 100 years from now and be like, oh, I'm still excited for that Avatar sequel that's coming out, is what it feels like. But it's here. It's crazy. It's like actually here. But
these comments. Hold on, these comments on the movie are hilarious. Nick said, never seen it, not interested.
Wow.
Pete, which I get, always thought it was gonna watch it. I would watch it again. I have a lot of friends that told me they rewatched it.
Watch it again.
And reached out to me and said, okay, that was nowhere near as, like I thought it was terrible when I first saw it, but it's really not. And Katie doesn't like it because I talk about it so often with her, and I've made her watch it several times throughout a relationship. Last time I watched it, I was sitting in the bed beside her, and I was sobbing when they burned down the Inya tree. I was crying. I was like, this is just the most beautiful depiction of colonialism and Native American torment.
Well, let's say beautiful, but I know what you mean. Like it's like very visceral, very no, I like the last time I watched it, I was like that is fucking brutal, right?
It's like a hard watch.
Very, very brutal. You think about all the families that are in there, and then when a tree falls on someone, it splatters them. When a giant skyscraper sized tree falls, imagine a tree on Kashyyyk falling. And I brought it back to Star Wars. There you go. Now you nerds can listen now. I mean, just imagine that. It was like 9/11 with an effing tree.
But it's funny because I wanted to bring that up. There is some 9/11 aspects that I had not considered, like
this was
war. It was
so about 8 years after that. It was like 8 years, 8 years after that. So I mean, that really, you don't realize how much that was in the DNA of pop culture forever, or for a long time.
Most people really don't, and my students surely don't, because I was talking to him about Hurricane Katrina today. I was talking to William about it. I'm like, you just don't realize how bad that was, and like that was nowhere near as bad as 9/11. You know what I mean? Like it was. It's just like it changed everything. But that's actually a good question to start off with. The idea of when this movie came out, and kind of, I don't know, maybe where you were when this movie came out. So the hype leading up to it, I remember vividly, because I think they started marketing it back in 2008, and this movie did not release till December of 2009. So I'm almost positive there was they started filming in 2015.
Right. I remember seeing the trailers going,
2005.
This is at the time. I feel like we go through these dry spells of, people are always like, I want an original idea. I want an original idea. I want to see something that's like a new idea, blah, 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 blah. And this was something that was completely utterly original. Like he's like, and I mean, I know like people say, well, actually, it's Fern Gully and Dances with Wolves and all of these, and it plays on the tropes of that kind of stuff. But the IP itself, the ideas of this planet, of it being a planet kind of a thing, is I mean, it was a whole different, it's a whole new property, a new IP.
Yes. Yep.
And what happens with these new IPs, people always are begging for them, but when they come out, they go, that was shit.
Yep. Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
like a great example was at the same exact time Disney put out, what was that movie that took place on Mars? Is it like John Carpenter? No, it's
John Carter.
Okay.
Because it's based on the book John Carter of Mars.
Yes, but that movie was like a ripoff, not a ripoff. It was in that same exact vein, and all Disney wanted to do was make an IP. That's all they wanted to do,
Yeah.
and they partnered with. James Cameron,
they kept trying like so much stuff, like especially after like Pirates of the Caribbean. Listen, I worked at a movie theater this entire time through this entire period.
This. That's a crazy part of pop culture.
Dude, I worked at a movie theater when Avatar came out. I remember seeing the trailers at work. I watched it. We had it at work. We had just gotten 3D capabilities.
Yes.
For Avatar. Avatar.
So cool.
We didn't have it before then. You had to have a special kind of screen, right? And it was crazy. Like it was a at the time you look back and you're thinking like, oh, this is just, it's cool that we're getting movies like this kind of stuff. It was I don't know if I'd say it's a golden age, but it was an interesting. It's that whole decade has its own flavor.
Yes,
and I'm excited that I got to be kind of a small part, the very bottom rung of the movie business during that period of time, because I was there for a lot of cool stuff. And
especially culturally too, because
this
movie made waves and it continues to make waves, and it's funny, no matter what people say, like, yes, it's this, yes, it's that, but it is the highest grossing movie of all time for a reason. There was a reason that usurped Star Wars. Yeah, and it was usurped by Endgame, and then Endgame got taken back over by Avatar. It's like,
guys,
there's a reason.
If you don't remember watching the trailers and stuff back then, and like even if you okay, everyone's like, oh, it's the one. So this started the 3D gimmick back up,
and it did.
And a lot of movies just slapped 3D on it because of this film. But I think people get the two conflated. Where was it gimmicky, maybe a little bit, but it was very well done. I mean, it blew your mind when I'd seen 3D movies before, but when you go and watch this, it was always like a kishy little like, oh, whatever, it's like for the kids. Put on your red and blue glasses, kids.
Digital 3D.
This was like truly, they made 3D televisions because of this movie.
Literally.
It was literally because of this film. And I think we got the 3D capabilities right before, and you watch that trailer in freaking 3D. I mean, your mind was blown. We saw the trailer for Way of Water. I've talked about recently, and it's still mind blowing. They do it well. So James Cameron knows what he's doing in that respect. But it's just like it changed a lot, man. It did a lot culturally. So
that's the thing too, and you got to really consider this in terms of this movie and in terms of what we've obviously gotten since. Some of this movie walked so other like CGI based movies can run. You know what I mean? Like he took such a gamble with doing VR. He was doing he wasn't quite doing the volume, but when he filmed,
he was close.
Shots, it was a VR environment where he would literally put on like an ancient headset and like shoot the whole movie in that environment. It was already 3D rendered. Everything was marked by dots and like, tape.
Right.
And like, you've got something so special when you've got a person, George Lucas-esque, wants to push the boundary. No matter what, push the boundary. It could even be something as simple as like, hey, this whole thing's going to be filmed in a water tank, which I know we're getting in the next movie. There's humongous scenes filmed in a water tank. And like, you got to realize that James Cameron has spent, I think, what was the Battle Angel movie? Alita Battle Angel?
Yeah.
That one was something I don't know if he directed, but him and Rodriguez directed it, but I think he worked on a lot of it.
Yeah, he does. He does the thing where
He's a writer.
He's been doing a lot of like I'll put my name on this for you kind of a thing. He's been doing a lot of that recently because again James Cameron loves to do his research. We know this,
and it's funny too, Jerry,
to do that.
Every year when I get to ecology, I show them I show my students I'm referring to a James Cameron filmed and created documentary of him going to like Marianas Trench. And I'm like, there is no other person in Hollywood who gives this much of a shit about not just preserving, actual oceanography and being an activist for it, but also the concept of his movies also making you appreciate that aspect of our environment. Like I watched Avatar. I saw it in theaters about 2 months ago. I rewatched it 6 months ago. I just rewatched a good chunk of it tonight. I'm gonna rewatch the rest when I go to bed. Like it really makes me want to go outside and be like, look, I appreciate everything this world has to offer. And I know that's really corny, and I know maybe that's the point, but like if a movie can even make you consider a different way of viewing it, something, then it's done its job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's
shit covered apples and oranges, my friend. I don't think Toxic Avenger is a proper, I want to highlight this real quick too. What about Spy Kids? No. Spy Kids was the kitschy. That was the last thing before this that went big on, hey, 3D Spy Kids 3D. It was 3D, but it was
red and blue.
It was not what this was. This was on a whole different level.
It really was.
Like I thought when I watched it, I thought like I thought movies were changed forever. Like I seriously did.
Me, dude, that was what I was going to say. So at my point, now this is good because you already brought this up in your life. I was in 8th grade, so I was 14, right? I was at this perfect age for this movie because I was like, I was at that George Lucas sweet spot we always joke about, 12. That you're on the cusp of adulthood. And like, I watched this movie in theaters, I think 4 times. My dad was obsessed with this movie. Like I saw it 3 times in theaters with my dad. And I'm like, him and I see movies, but never the same movie more than once. So like, that was a very pivotal moment. Whenever he got his surround sound system, the first DVD he bought was Avatar. We tested that with it. It's just like, I don't know what it is. I think it blew that generation's mind. Like I genuinely think they would never have thought to see that in their life.
So the thing that I always remember about seeing it for the first time. Is and seeing it in 3D, and we could talk a little bit about that in a sec. I was saying I kind of like I saw it on vacation in like a different place, and but I remember being blown away by when you're in the cockpits, it looks like you're looking through glass.
Yes,
like there wasn't like it looked like you could tell there was glass there. And that was, to me, I was like, oh, what the hell, man? Like it was one of those things that it felt so it was mind-blowing. It was mind-blowing. It felt like a leap forward and everything. And honestly, no one continued with it.
Isn't that funny?
The 3D was a huge thing after that.
Yes.
No one continued the way they did.
Nope.
No one put the work in like James Cameron did.
Unprecedented amount of work. Truly. God, that's a great point, Jerry. I never considered like
y'all stop talking about Fig Newtons and listen.
I know.
Okay?
I love this.
Come on. Stop
Look at
Fig Newtons.
I appreciate this. Look at Seth bringing in the commentary.
Yes.
I think Avatar movies will be benefit from watching it in theaters more than most. I hopefully agree on this statement.
No, it's unless you have the right setup. It's like again, I'll say I watched this a couple weeks ago. I got a little bored in the middle. I was like, all right, come on, let's go. But there are such breathtaking scenes in this.
Yeah.
And I love the world. Like I forgot how much I loved the world and everything. And it feels like Aliens with the way the military's set up and everything in here. Right. And but it's got like this I don't know what even to say, like a almost Pixar-esque quality. Not like an animation, but just like I don't know. It's just
it's the color. I always said the color of this movie is
it's very bright. It's very beautiful. It's very and it's very environmentally, conscious and things like that. It is a story back then I wasn't thinking as much about it. These days, watching it, I was like, yeah, this is saying, hey, we need to kind of F off with this colonization BS and tearing down rainforests and all that shit. You know, we need to like take care of the planet we're on, because the whole impetus of everything is the humans went to this planet because they killed their own.
Yeah.
Right. We killed Earth. Earth is dead at this point.
Yep.
So if you don't like Avatar, then you know you're the problem with the environment.
Stupid. But
also,
it's funny.
if you eat Fig Newtons.
You're not wrong, because you know a lot of this. Okay, look, Boop. I will 100% challenge you to that. I will dominate you. I will because
apparently everyone's saying that this is like effing insane. It's
this movie.
It's like
we'll get to that at the end. We'll get to that at the end.
We'll get there.
I just want to reiterate one thing too. When it comes to this movie, you've got. It's so hard to say without sounding super cynical, but like this movie was one of those, like, it may or may not work. And it happened to work. There you go. It happened to work like really well in terms of its themes. And I think a lot of people, especially us young people, saw it. And then we heard people's thoughts later, kind of like the Phantom Menace or any of the prequel movies. Oh, it had this and that's not good. Oh, it had this and this is not good.
All people remember about it is the blue people. It's
and
like
literally,
Last Jedi people who hate The Last Jedi are like, why didn't you just send one of those into the Death Star? That's what you guys sound like. That's what you sound like. I'm choosing violence tonight.
But there's nothing wrong with being nitpicky about what you watch. And I completely agree. There's some commentary that is very useful when you analyze and break down a movie, but you also must acknowledge what is good about it. There's a reason why it is the highest. I keep reiterating that. You don't look at other, let's think about the Yankees. Let's think about let's say down here for football. Like, as much as people want to shit on Alabama football, Nick, or anyone I know, they are the best of the best for a reason. And I mean that wholeheartedly. There are some schools in my area that are the best schools in the actual whole state of Louisiana. It's because they are that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Avatar is the best movie, but if you look at it financially, there's a reason why these movies are the best. Marvel movies are highest grossing. Harry Potter movies, highest grossing. Pokemon movies, highest grossing. Well, it's because these things are not little one-offs. These things are huge ideas that happen to hit off perfectly and speak to everyone, not just whitewashed Americans. This speaks to the people that live in China. This speaks to the people that live in India, in South America, in Alaska. Like, this is not just speaking to us. It's a problem that humans have always had. Like you said, colonialism, environmentalism. It's not just America saying this, but there's a reason.
Right. And I think there's a bit of white saviorism in this movie, a little bit, of course.
I agree.
I mean, listen, that was that entire era of filmmaking. We're just now kind of coming out of that, and it's good. I'm interested to see how James Cameron portrays things in this film. Again, a 2022, like a modern film. You know, again, I don't want to go without saying that, like, this is very much like, I don't think this is like I think this is a good film. I think it has good messages. I think it's, it's of its time.
Yeah.
To a point.
There are some things that I thought was funny, like the fashion within itself. Like, even the guys, like, little rounded glasses. I'm like, that is so 2008, 2009. Like,
it
she
dates
had this
itself a little bit.
Yeah. There's just small things, like she had like a tank top with like a V-neck shirt over it. Sigourney Weaver's character. I'm like, this is kind of odd. Like, these outfits feel very much like a dance party I went to in 2008. Like, it's like these people, I don't know, it's stuck in that. There's like at one moment where the big corporate guy has like a big giant tie. I'm like, that was kind of what people wore back in the day, like this big stupid looking tie. I don't know. There's something to that. It is very 2009 though. I will admit it. And I was a kid then. You were more of a young adult at that point, Jerry. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I was like
in your 20s.
A few years out of high school at this point.
Yeah. Like, you were in your collegiate like time period.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So like,
I didn't even consider that.
Well, and if you want me to, I don't know if you want me to say, like, so I my first time seeing this, I don't know if you want to kind of say when was the first time you saw this?
I want to hear yours.
So, first time I saw this, we were in Branson, Missouri, Christian Las Vegas. All right.
Branson.
It's like Las Vegas without the showgirls, pretty much. So Branson, Missouri, I was Branson bound, yes, but they have a very that was the first IMAX theater I ever went to. It was the closest IMAX theater I could go to back in the day when I lived in Arkansas. And that's not the first IMAX movie I saw there, right? The first IMAX movie I saw there, Scotty, you ready for this?
Here we go.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Ooh.
And then I remember they had like this like little sign there that showed the size of a regular movie screen and the size of an IMAX screen. And I was like, I'm like, my eyes were like so big. I was such a nerd. I was like, oh my God.
It
was huge. So this, we went to see, we were on, we would go to Branson around Christmas time because there was there's a theme park there. If you've ever been to Branson, there's some fun stuff to do. Don't let it, shout out to Branson. That's right, Seth. Yes, Galanorian. Yes. We used to go. Actually, me and Seth have been to Branson quite a few times together because our college.
That's amazing. Oh, I love it.
We used to go to Branson all the time on like a little fall retreat and stuff. But there's a theme park there, and they cover the entire place in Christmas lights at Christmas.
That's cool.
So my family would go there. It's a lot of fun. They have hot chocolate on it. And we get done at the theme park. We're like, what are we going to do one of these nights? Let's for entertainment. Well, let's go see this Avatar movie. It looks pretty good. So we go. It was absolutely packed. I remember like hundreds of people waiting in the lobby to get in.
Oh, I
for
love
the last
this
showing.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'm telling you, I remember this vividly. People are like waiting, like chomping at the bit to get in and see what this is. And we get in there, and it's an IMAX screen. 3D glasses, right? And I mean, our minds were absolutely blown. My parents' minds were blown. All of my minds, every single one of them was blown. But yeah, it's again, we talked about that a lot, but like that was I still to this day remember that experience.
Yeah.
It is, as much as y'all want to make fun and whatever, it's a guidepost of like my cinematic history, right?
I'm so glad
a moment.
I met you.
Me too. It's a moment. As much as you want to say it's Pocahontas with aliens, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Excuse me, a fudge, because it really did. It took a leap in some direction.
It did.
And I mean, listen. Not every film was done in 3D, but like honestly, Lauren Romo's in the chat, which a friend of the show. We love Lauren. She's a good friend. She was saying that's her first and only 3D experience, and honestly, that's all you need. It's the best 3D experience. I'm sorry, Boop. I love you, Sib, but Shark Boy and Lava Girl, no. No. That is no. You can stay at the kids' table with your Fig Newtons. I love you. This is the quintessential 3D experience, and it nothing's ever topped it. I'm waiting that's why I'm so excited to see this new one in 3D. I want to see if I feel the same way I felt then.
Oh yeah,
because it was such a feel. I still remember it to this day. Whether I don't watch Avatar all over and over again. I don't love it as much as Scotty.
Yeah,
but I remember it to this day, guys.
Yeah,
it was huge.
I love that. Because you almost know that, and this is something that we can talk about too, just being fans of Star Wars. Your brain almost goes, remember this in moments like that, which is really weird because like I can think of so many movies that have impacted me that I don't remember. I remember seeing in theaters, but I don't remember.
Shark Boy's not dead. He came back on Netflix a couple years ago. Sorry.
So, but that's, think about this, right? Doesn't your brain almost go, remember this? Like you must remember this moment because it is that next step. It was and still is that next step to what movies can be. And for the longest time, like, yes, there was a blend, but there had never been a fully CG movie that did not look like sin. I mean, this movie still looks real. There's some photorealistic moments.
Pretty damn good. And I'll tell you what though, my breath was taken away from frame 1.
Yeah.
Where we look into the forest. It's the misty forest at first, but then he wakes up in the pod And I'll tell you, when I saw that drop of spittle floating above him, I gasped.
Yeah.
I gasped. I was like, oh my God. And I still, to this day, every time I watch it, I go, I remember seeing that thing floating in front of my face. And it looked real.
It looked real.
Insane.
God, that's something to say too, is the world building of this movie from that first scene. You know, your brain's kind of already trying to be scared of this Pandora place.
Yeah.
Even though it is nature, even though it is a beautiful place, your brain almost goes, this is scary. You know, this is somewhere you don't want to be, but it's also beautiful. And then the whole entire first half of the movie is telling you why you don't want to be here, how it is all hell. And then all of a sudden the flip, and it was the thing that actually, for those that don't know, James Cameron marketed the whole movie. They did a test footage run before they even like pitched the movie. And the test footage run was that scene where Jake Sully interacts with God, I forget her name, Thierry, where they interact for the very first time on top of the bioluminescence, and they're talking about the spirit around them. That sold the movie. That's what got the movie its budget. And like that movie alone, that's the turning point where you go, oh my God, maybe this place isn't so bad. These people aren't so bad. Well, everything we're taught to be scared of isn't so bad. And like, it's, you know, this from your experience in faith, like there's a moment in your life, and it happens to everyone, no matter who you are, is something you've been taught is scary your whole life all of a sudden is not scary, or whatever it was isn't what you expected it to be.
It's a crazy flip. It's a crazy flip. And that's a great, that's a great, that is a great comparison. Cause you know, you have this one way of believing, like, okay, like he's coming from Earth. And he's still, okay, everything on this, you have that whole talk by, that major pain in the ass.
Yes.
You
trying to kill
like,
you.
He's like, everything here is designed to kill you, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. And, you know, it's, when you finally see everything for what it is, I mean, it is like nature. Like, you know, there's like this, is it brutal to a point? Yes, but it's natural. It's beautiful. It's the, to quote, I don't know, like the Lion King, it's the circle of life, baby. But
that's the thing.
It's beautiful and frightening at the same time.
This is James Cameron's Star Wars. And like, I know that sounds silly. I know he probably would have loved to make a Star Wars.
Right.
Space Australia, everything's trying to kill you. This is James Cameron's Star Wars, and I'm not trying just to pull.
Look here. I think we got Boop there with that religion comment. I know
you'll love this. You'll love this.
It
Boop.
is.
This is, and it's funny because Nick said it earlier. Is this like a cheesier version of the Phantom Menace? And what I'm going to say is shocking. I'm going to go full screen. This is a better version of the Phantom Menace, and I mean that wholeheartedly because it is. It is. Yeah, it does everything the Phantom Menace does, but better. It doesn't have a pod race scene, but it does have the flight scene. Like, I can almost directly thread this whole movie to the events of the Phantom Menace, shot for shot, line for line. Yep.
It's on another level than
blocked. Blocked. Done. Out of here. But it is, dude, you got to think about it. It's symbiosis. It's all these things I love in science, but manifested in a movie just about science. I don't know. This movie's all about that. This movie reeks of that. It's symbiosis. It's what's better to colonize and take over, or to stand up and fight for what you believe in. Like, it's a really, really sensitive movie. I mean, you've got a chosen one aspect, Anakin, Jake Sully. Like, he wasn't meant to be there. He's not supposed to be the one that saves the universe, but in the end, he's the one that saves it. He brings back I almost said India. What's her name? India. No, not India. I looked it up earlier.
I don't know. Is it In Wu or something? It's something like that.
It's not India.
I'm sorry, In Wu. In Wu is what.
Oh,
Awa. In Wu is what the food creatures from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 call Flip, or whatever the main character of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Boss Nass is also the man that is the leader of the actual I guess tribe. But not exactly, but kind of. But yes, that's the thing. You got to make sure when you watch these movies, you're not just watching it for the physical aspect of it. You're watching it because of what we've been talking about. It's the themes. It's what you get out of it. And I wrote down a ton of themes. And I don't know if you want me to go through it, but there was a lot of interesting commentary.
Go through it, King. Let's do it.
So
let's go.
We don't have to ramble on each one of these, but I think it's important to address a couple of these things. The idea of
That's true. There are no EOPs in Avatar. Yeah.
But
there are. I'm sorry. There are a bunch of creatures who look just like creatures on Onderon. Tell me that the creatures on Onderon aren't exactly. It's just all the creatures from Avatar with a different paint job.
That's a good point.
Watch the Onderon arc. What I've always thought that their horses are it's the effing 6-legged horses from Avatar. Go watch that and watch Avatar and tell me I'm wrong. Anyway,
James Cameron and George Lucas totally ran the same.
They love that. They love that shit. They love
totally
that shit.
do. But there's this really cool idea of corporation versus science in this movie that not even most sci-fi movies do this well. But it's the idea of like,
it's good sci-fi.
Yes, it's good sci-fi. It's with the progress of science, there's more to exploit out of it, right? And here's a big one that happened this week. I don't know if you saw, but they have successfully they have successfully, I guess, harnessed the power of an electron for sustainable energy at this point. They have actually broken down atoms in a way that it's not wasting energy. It is a cycling of energy. We're on the like breaking edge of I guess sustainable energy at this point is what I'm saying. So the thing is, the more you discover through science, the more corporations then could pry that from it. The more they can take away. They said that 10 kilograms of unobtainium could he described it could like pay for this whole operation. I'm like, that's just like, that's insane. So like, you got to think no matter what you progress in, someone's going to exploit it. And even if it's a tribe of people that are being exploited, or if it's something as simple as, just the earth itself is being exploited. That's a really heavy concept that most sci-fi movies don't do well. You know what I mean?
No, it's very ham-fisted, and it's not to me, it's not as ham-fisted in this one. No, it's still not there. They still, it's still very forefront. It's very much we're gonna lightly tap you on the head with this. We're not gonna hammer you over the head with it.
Yeah.
But, and y'all can say I'm wrong. It's fine. Whatever.
I get it. Yeah, the idea too of like not living up to your siblings was kind of a weird theme that I didn't expect to watch it when I watched it. Like, I know you have a sister. I have a sister too, but she's special.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different there. But like, there's something that I always struggle with, like even with my cousins and some of my family members, like, and you probably know this from having siblings too, like not being able to live up to them. So the second Jake Sully gets to that area, it's constant like, oh, we wish you had your brother here. Yeah, you had no training. You have your brother's genome. So we're gonna just roll with that. I'm like, God, this is like kind of brutal. He's also crippled, and they're like calling him like, we meal on wheels.
Meals on wheels.
Rod,
definitely,
hot rod.
Sorry, speaking of genome, 18 sex XYZ. We got another one. Anyway,
I love this. I love this.
Please continue.
No, it's all I'm saying is
that means this stream is blessed.
Yes, we have been blessed by
blessed by the porn bots.
We've been blessed by what's her name? Not Inya. We've been blessed by Awa. Awa's blessed us.
In Woo.
We're gonna have the wood sprites float on us and land on our microphones.
Yes, the little tree comes. It's gonna be
Jerry.
Great. Sorry,
No.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No. Oh,
sorry.
No, but yeah, you've got some things.
I'm gonna make
too,
Scotty
like,
enlist this episode.
like the educating the indigenous people kind of thing, which is, it could be good, and then there's some like, weird aspects of that makes me kind of uncomfortable now that we're out of like an indoctrinated community. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of get,
right.
I don't know. There's something weird to it. Like, he says he's only heard about this through stories. Like, Jake Sully says that clearly. Like, this has only existed in stories, and is he's been told since he was a kid. And I'm like, that's so weird. Like I wonder how long this lore had been built up for.
They've known about
yeah,
this planet and stuff.
Yeah, how do
it's
they
interesting because we're just discovering, like, they think they've discovered a habitable planet like light years away already, which is like it's just intriguing. It's like when this film is pretty real to a point, you know? I mean, it's like it's almost
I
our
agree,
future.
though.
Frankly, it's almost our future, this film.
2154 is when this movie takes
We're going
place.
because we're already killing our planet. We're killing our planet. This
Yeah.
is our future. We're
Yeah.
gonna have to go to another planet to get
And then
stuff.
colonize
I'm telling
it
you.
to get what we need.
We're colonizers.
That's the
We're
bad
shitheads.
part. That is the bad part, because that is ultimately what we are. And I think one thing too about this movie, and in terms of just, I don't know, something I find interesting, and a lot of the things I look at now, and you know I love Joseph Campbell. You've been on that little show with me before, but like
Yeah.
this idea of being connected to your animal powers or being connected to your primal man is what Jake Sully experiences, right? He learns to walk again.
Yeah.
There is something somewhat biblical about that. He's the chosen one. He learns to walk again. He's I don't know, like you watch this and you almost have to realize, like, at one point our ancestors were all very much, one with nature. And unfortunately, due to the society we live in now and the environment we live in now, even up to about 200 years ago, we've all kind of lost touch. We've been told through our beliefs and through our leaders that being connected to your world around you is bad. Nature's doing nothing but harming you, or nature's not really good for you. Or if you look at, and I don't mean to cite the Bible, but like God pushed man away from
How
nature.
dare you?
But that's what the Garden of Eden tells us. That's that parable story. It's that.
Oh God, Pandora is the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden. I don't know what that is.
It's this place you cannot.
The barn door of Eden.
You cannot go back to, because your exploitation of it, which is what Eve and Adam did. They exploited the tree, is what made them realize they were naked. It gave them what was the exact phrasing? It showed their not integrity. That's like the complete opposite. Their lack of integrity. It showed their I can't think of the word. Goodness.
Yeah. I love to state that this line comes from a Spy Kids film. So that's the best thing to come out of a Spy Kids film. Sorry.
Yeah, it is pretty
Anyway,
good.
Please continue.
But no, it's this idea of shame, and like all these people want to do, even the scientists for the most part, they want to understand and take in the nature they're experiencing, but it's all for their personal gain. It's not for their spiritual gain. And you meet the Na'vi that are all for their spiritual gain. It is a spiritual experience for them. Everything's a spiritual experience. The killing of the animal, the consuming of the animal, the honoring of the animal, the feeling Awa through the trees, the concept of Gaia. For those that don't know, Gaia is the concept that there is a global consciousness and that we're all linked to it. Animals are linked to it. There's a reason why we have relationships with things that are not of our species. People talk about bonds with horses and bonds with, dogs and cats. I mean, that's Gaia. That's that idea. That is Gaia right there, that there's a consciousness. Right. And they even say in the movie that, and this is true about our neurons, and this, that the technology, the speed of light is nowhere near as fast as how your brain triggers and responds to things. And that is, they say that too in the movie, where they're looking at India, and they're like, oh yeah, and you saw how fast those connections are made the second you put that needle in the root, and it like showed how the whole planet's connected. It's amazing. Yeah, God, it's amazing.
I don't know. There's just interesting things about this that, like, if you I think there are rabbit holes to go down that people, again, if you just look at this on the surface, it's like, all right, it's Pocahontas with aliens, okay, and I can move off and I can do my own thing and whatever.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of just interesting lore to dive into. Yeah. And again, we haven't seen the new movie or anything. I know we're gonna wait till the end to talk about it, but that's what I think that this new movie is going to add so much to this that people are gonna. I think that people are going to be changing their tune. Maybe not about this movie. I don't know. They might still kind of all right, this one's way better. But I think it's gonna add so much to what they've already set up and everything. It's just There is so much that the global consciousness, everything like that, the being connected to nature is so just, I don't know, like no one has really done it to this level.
But because it's It's the
James.
reason why it works so well is because they're not on Earth. Because the second you see a planet that looks like Earth, you have a preconceived notion of what's going to come. And you almost go to yourself like, I'm going to go touch the ground. And on Earth, there may be a type of connection, but there's no true biological connection between all living things besides that we're composed of cells. There's no like actual interweaving of things. Unlike when you watch Avatar and they touch the ground, you're like, oh, that planet, like it can talk to itself. It can warn itself of things to come. And the craziest part is the idea of them storing the spirits of their loved ones, the memories of their loved ones in the actual tree. I'm just like Awa herself. I'm like, this is just God. I can almost see why.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can almost see this being beyond some people's heads in 2009, which is kind of mean, but like we've all gone through a lot more than any of us expected within these last 13 years alone. A global pandemic, a very, very rough time as an American citizen between two huge political parties. I mean, we've gone through so much change just in terms of civil rights.
The world's been in turmoil. The world's been in so much turmoil.
You watch a movie like this and you can almost go to yourself, well, you know what? That is kind of a comforting thought when you die. Not the idea of heaven, but you're back into the earth and you're connected with what made you who you are and the spirits of other things.
To connect it to Star Wars, you become a part of the living force kind of a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally the Phantom Menace. Be mindful of the living force.
Yes.
Because the cosmic force is what drives everything, but the living force, what you can feel, what you know is that you're experiencing in the moment, is what you should be aware of. It's just I love that he even at one point it's like, I hope I'm not getting graded on this tree hugging crap. Well, by the end of it, he literally has his consciousness transferred through the planet into a avatar being. Like it's almost the Han Solo thing. It's folky. It's hokey tricks and magic, kid. Like to being the may the force be with you, to being the one that saves the day at the end. Like Jake Sully has this incredible, I guess, journey. I don't know. I love this.
No, it is a journey, and the part about the new trailer, the new movie that excites me is I've always said the shot from that. And I'm sorry, I keep going.
Do you want to watch it? Do you want to watch it? Let's watch it. No, let's watch it.
Well, we can if we want to, but do you want me to wait until we get to that
shot?
No,
I think we're timed to. We can talk about it now.
The shot that intrigues me the most, and I think is going to have an interesting wrinkle to this story, is when you see it looks, and it may not be Jake's hand, but it's
oh my god,
it looks Jake looking at something, and it's like Hamlet. He's looking at a skull, a human skull, and crushes it. I think that's his skull. My theory is that is his human body that is decayed and decomposed, and it is gone.
Yep.
And all that's left is that, and it's kind of like looking at what he used to be. It's looking into your past and seeing who you used to be, what you used to believe, to take it back to a generational trauma / religious trauma type of place, and to crush that thing that that version of you that was, I don't know, more naive. To kind of do away with, it's very Campbellian, like you're saying, do away with the old man kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm so intrigued. I think there's going to be there's nothing like that in anything. To have you crush your literal, I used to be in this body.
Yes.
I don't know of anything. I don't know of anything that has such a visceral, and again, it may not be that.
Sure.
It may not be that, but I will be I'll be
even
I don't know, you can I'll eat a fig Newton if I'm wrong. Okay.
No, but even the idea of that, if it doesn't even come to fruition in the movie, and it very well may, but even the idea of that is an incredible concept, even if it doesn't happen, or even if it's not his head, it's the head of someone else. It's what I once was. It is
right.
like, this is great. The luminous beings comment. I agree. And especially, thank you, Seth. I'm glad you like the new layout. This is something we're very proud of. We put a lot of work into it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, Seth, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This is all this man. This man has put hours of work into this.
But I'm proud of it. I'm very proud of it. But let's watch that trailer. Actually, this is something I'm very interested in watching with you. Now, obviously, we're not going to break down scene by scene what we hope to get, what we hope to expect, but we almost want you to watch it and consider what we've talked about this evening, but also consider about what you could look forward to at this movie. We're not trying to sell tickets. We're not sponsored. I just want people to get the joy I get out of this whenever I watch this trailer. That's all I want.
And I don't think we're even like, I mean, you may be, but like, I don't even think you need to watch Avatar again before you go to see it. Maybe like look up, I've seen articles like, here's what you need to know before you go in.
Yes.
Go watch that movie and I bet you'll go back to it.
Yeah.
And go, it's neat that connects to this now.
Yes.
I think that's what this new film is going to do for this. And knowing that there's more to come, there's a reason these have been greenlit. I mean, there is a reason. So,
yeah.
And
I completely agree.
I believe the reviews that are coming out right now. So, but let's watch this. Let's watch this.
Let's check this out.
Like, you watch this thing float by your face in 3D. It's so insane.
I know you think I'm crazy.
Never mind those big rocks.
But I feel her.
This is insane.
I hear her heartbeat. She's so close.
So what does her heartbeat sound like?
What else to say? I'll let you say.
Mighty.
This stuff. Oh man, I'm so excited.
We cannot let you bring your war here.
Outcast. That's all they see.
I see you.
God, this is awesome.
The themes are going to be insane in this, my friend.
The way of water connects all things. Before your birth and after your death.
That line stuck with Eleanor.
This is our home!
I am tearing up. Jesus,
I need you with me. And I need you to be strong. Strong heart.
God bless.
We got the Avatar theme that was in the first. Oh. Man.
Oh, you got me crying.
I'm telling you, listen.
Shit.
If you have been unhappy with society and like governments and all that kind of stuff, the people who are in charge, the man, this movie is going to be so. Scotty, can I use my one F word?
Yeah, do it, baby.
It's going to be fuck the man. This is going to be the most fuck the man movie you've seen in years. I'm telling you. This is going to be the most fight the power, get out there, throw bricks at fascists, like F everything, man. Like I'm telling you, this movie is going to be so anti-government, anti-establishment, anti all the stuff that like you all effing hate. I'm telling you, this movie's going to be this. It's I cannot wait. I can't wait.
I'm literally
and like I said, so again, in this movie, like so my kiddo Eleanor, who we talked about, you know, y'all know who Eleanor is. My kiddo has very much attached. So they've been playing the Avatar trailer all year on every movie we've went to see. Every film has had the Avatar Way of Water trailer, right?
Since Doctor Strange, 'cause that's when they dropped it. That's since
Yes.
July. No,
And I didn't take Ella to see Doctor Strange because
February.
Yeah.
February.
Every animated film appropriate for a 5-year-old, this has been on. You know what Eleanor is big into right now? She's created an own character. Don't steal this idea. It's called Cat Girl. It's her own kind of superhero / fight against, fascism squad, whatever.
Yeah.
And people like Anakin Skywalker has joined the Cat Squad, by the way.
That's sick.
Like the people from Pokemon. Sonic is part of the Cat Squad.
Hell yeah, but Tails is too.
Eleanor is Cat Girl. Yeah, no, Tails is too. And we were watching the new show, by the way, today, Scotty. We got to talk about Prime sometime. Maybe we need to do like we need to do like a Sonic. I'm starting to get into Sonic in a big way with Ellie. We got to do a Patreon Sonic show, dude. There's that new show. The new shows is coming on.
Oh,
but anyway,
man.
But Eleanor, so the second trailer came on, and it's got that. I showed it to her on Disney Plus, and she goes, it's got the line, "The way of water connects us all from our birth to our death." And she goes, "What does that mean?" This is making her like ask deep philosophical questions.
Very scientific questions.
And what's that mean? The way of water connects us? Like, well, it's one of those things. Like, you're kind of I don't even remember what I even said. I was just like, it's just, it's like life kind of flows from one thing to another. It ebbs and flows, kind of like water kind of goes from one place to another.
I love how you explained it that way, because my brain instantly goes to, we're primarily water-based creatures. And if we don't, this is
Cat Girl canon. This is Cat Girl canon. She is venomous is actually the word. So.
Venomous. But you got to think, and it's just something that's very true to it, but like, when water doesn't just connect all living things, I mean, anything that's living requires water. Yes. It does. It can be in the form of steam. It could be
what
frozen.
we know of life.
Yes,
it has to have water.
It has to consume water to be a living thing. And like, it's just such a weird idea that like, and I cannot wait to see it unfold on screen. You saw me tearing up earlier. Like, it's that line that got me. I'll show it again. It's that line that actually got me.
So you've got this whole father-daughter relationship that I know is going to F me up.
Yep. 100%.
I'm going to be a mess.
And that's Sigourney Weaver. Do you know that? That's Sigourney Weaver.
That's another interesting lore thing that I'm interested, because she passed away in the last movie. And again, spoilers from a 2009 film, I guess.
Into Awa. She passed away into Awa.
She passed into Awa, and you felt her.
Yep.
And it's interesting that I'm guessing that's their first child, that she is basically the reincarnation. No one's done that. Like, I haven't seen in a major property. No one's doing reincarnation.
Nope.
like this.
God.
It's interesting as hell, man.
Yeah.
So much of this is interesting.
Well, then you also got a cool idea too, which is something that we'll explore in the movie, is the idea of them being a different tribe. Obviously, the Na'vi from the 2009 movie were a forest-based tribe, but you kind of get this aspect that there is a water-based,
we kind of got a little bit of that, right? They go to all the different tribes across the world, right?
But this seems way different. This is like lighter skinned blue people. Their eyes are much bigger because I think biologically, if you want to swim underwater and be a more, I guess a society
science,
or
like coming in here with your science.
Well, that's what it is. You got to be able to see underwater. Your eyes got to be bigger. They've got to be probably a lighter tone. Like, look how much bigger their eyes are. I am telling you that skull scene is. I am so ready to see that in context. That is the moment. I'm telling you that made me go, wow, this is going to be something special. Whatever this is going to be something special. But also, one thing we have to kind of factor in that we have not even talked about yet is that this movie is following a movie from 2009. So you've got, how many years is that? That's 14 years. Yeah, 13 years of hype, of pure, unbelievable hype.
Over 30 years to make the Ghostbusters sequel that we all deserved.
Literally.
And I think it was a masterpiece, personally.
It is the best sequel. It is one of the greatest sequels of all time.
It's the Force Awakens for Ghostbusters. But anyway,
We're
talking about Avatar.
But the thing is, you got to think. There has been the Disneyland, the Disney World edition to Animal Kingdom of Pandora, which I've been to. It's absolutely insane. But there's also things like this movie has. He even said it himself. James Cameron said, if this movie doesn't do well, we'll put the third one to digital, and that's what we'll do. But James
Cameron's gonna put all his money in the rest of his life is going into Avatar.
Yes.
So it's got to be good.
It is.
Right.
And he's gone as far as like cataloging like the actual scientific aspects of these creatures. And what better than for him to do a water movie? I mean, he did Abyss, and Abyss is one of the greatest sci-fi water UFO alien movies of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like unbelievable when you watch that movie and you get to the end. It's like Close Encounters.
I've never seen it actually.
I didn't want to spoil anything. I kind of spoiled it for you.
No, you're fine. I mean, listen, like I know, it's been out for years. It looks like I need to watch it.
What's more alien than this? And I'm not even joking. Literally, it's a clear liquid that I can't live without.
It is strange.
I'm weird though.
So listen, and I'm gonna get into my wiggity woo shit here. You're gonna get me into my wiggity woo UFO like UAP style, and again, check out again coming in 2023. I'm putting it out there again, Boop. Weirding Out with Jerry and Boop, with Boop and Jerry.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's
Weirding
right.
Out is coming, our podcast, but
a
lot of UFOs, they seem to really like water.
Yeah, that's true.
It's almost water is a hot commodity, amongst living organisms wherever they're from, and it is again, like you're saying, very alien. It's very like it's alien. It's so necessary. It's I don't know, man. The more I think about the way of water and the lines and everything, I'm like, it makes so much sense. It's like, no, this is where this needed to go. Absolutely.
Well, I've told this to my students for years. We know more about the surface of Mars, the actual geological aspect, like anything of Mars, than we do about our own oceans. Like, there's more explored on other planets than our own oceans. Like, that's got to be unsettling, and that's what
very
this movie's
scary.
Showing. This movie's showing
there could be something down there, y'all.
Yeah, like the idea.
I didn't know
of,
they had names actually on there. Yeah.
They got them on here.
Oh wow, look at that.
But the idea of like, this movie is water-based, and like we've known about that actually for a while now, that it was going to be a water-based movie, because they started filming in 2017, and they all the test footage and shots were like of Sigourney Weaver being able to hold her breath for 6 minutes. That's like a lot of this movie is that.
Well, that's the thing. They put out that scene of I'm sorry, who played Namor, like Namor doing his speech underwater, like he was underwater for that whole thing.
Yeah.
But like it's insane, and I'll say that scene right there, the water right there in the it looked like it did for me what that 2009 film did when I saw through like the like it looks real. It looked like that's water with something lit up underneath it on the screen in 3D.
And like the little minnows right here.
Yeah,
like,
there's not going to be
unbelievable.
There, guys. This film is going to it's going to be something to behold. If you don't even like the story, it's going to be beautiful to watch.
Yep.
Like, you have to at least admit that. And that's what everyone admits about Avatar.
The first one, I agree. No one said it looked bad. But, like, surely you'll watch this one and go, okay, well, I didn't expect. Like, everyone's reviews have been.
I think your jaw's going to be on the floor, frankly.
Yes.
Frankly.
God. I saw someone's tweet, one of the people that had a chance to see at the premiere, that said this movie changes how you can do visual filmmaking. And I'm like, how much more can we change it? Like, I will say, I love my Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
I love my Star Wars movies. I really do. But they are never they're groundbreaking. Don't get me wrong, but they're never like this. At least to me, like the prequels did this, the originals did this. The new ones have attempted to do this, but in terms of like just looking at, like, that looks so real. How is that not real? I'm not even doing a bit right now.
No. We all. I believe you. Yeah. I'm also excited to see like the you got like the thinner skeletal looking like exosuits that are
Yes, yes.
interesting that I think are really like even the underwater subsuits. I'm excited to see the military technology of the people we're supposed to hate. You
Yep.
know, like I'm excited to see all this kind of stuff. There's so much to look forward to in this. And again, these scenes have already blown my mind. Seeing that trailer in 3D,
Oh,
I'm telling you, I got the same. I'm like, I have to see this in 3D. I wasn't really thinking I was going to. You've got to. You need to watch this in 3D if you can, if you're able to.
I am seeing it. Look at this one shot of the child in the water
baby
next
popping
to this
up.
whale.
Yeah.
Like
what even is this movie?
Like the way of water. And you can see
Yeah.
there appears to be Na'vi that are actually militant Na'vi right here. Did you notice that?
Well, are they more avatars?
I'm sorry, they're avatars. Yeah, they are avatars, but they're part of the military. Then there's also, the tribal avatars as well, the tribal Na'vi. I can't wait. People enslaving their own kind. I mean, this has really got so much insane potential. This looks real.
Oh, yeah.
This looks real.
The original Star Wars is probably that for like that for those audiences. Yes, and I'm telling you that Avatar 2009 for me, I mean, again, it's one of those things I'll always remember. I'm like that person who is vaguely a fan of Star Wars. Like, oh, I've seen Star Wars. I saw Star Wars in theaters. That's the Avatar for me. I was like, oh, I saw that in theaters. And I remember that was like mind blowing. People always talk about the ship going overhead. Like, I'm telling you, it was like that. It felt like, I mean, it feels like it's one of those kind of moments. Yep. Avatar.
And apparently we're going to get, like James Cameron does, a new song at the very end of it, which is so cool. And a new original.
Doing that.
It's the weekend too. So it's so really relevant.
It's so late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah. Like, I love it. I want all of it. Like, this is so, even in Avatar, there's one of he always does. You're right. He always has like a song, a pop song by a very famous artist go along with his films.
Yep.
And I'm just excited to be a fan of movies right now. Like, it's a great time to be a fan of movies, like, yeah, it's becoming a franchise and people, it's cool to not like franchises and stuff like that. But I don't know. There's so much about this that's so, I don't know. Like there's so much about this that intrigues me.
Me too.
That I'm ready to dive back into this world, right? And I've even had coworkers telling me they've gone. I haven't got to ride the
it's really
Pandora
good.
rides.
It's like unreal
in Disneyland. That's what I've heard, and
yeah,
that's making an effect on people. I think people scoffed when like, oh, they're putting Avatar stuff in Disney World. They don't just do that shit.
No,
like I think they knew they had seen some of this too. They know what James Cameron's gonna do. Everyone knows what he's gonna do.
100%.
Eighth graders will be slow dancing to it this year. Absolutely.
That's right. And I'll be playing
a slow one. It might be a banger. Who knows? I don't know.
Might be. We don't know yet. We'll know, and I'm sure it'll come out this weekend.
Look at this. We got Half Moth. Brian's saying it's his favorite ride.
And
that's
he's
wild.
a theme park, and he's a theme park junkie.
Yes,
so we know that for a fact.
Yes, listen, the Fries know their way around the theme parks and stuff. So that's big praise.
That is
right
huge
there.
Praise.
I'm excited to watch this. I'm excited to ride that thing someday.
It's really good. There's two, and the animatronics are insane, and the river ride, and it's beautiful. But the actual the Flight of Passage is what it's called.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like a whole different level of good. Yeah,
it's insane.
I cannot express to you how much more I love this movie. I'd be willing to come on anyone's podcast to talk about it and fight till the day I die on it. I'm telling you, it's the same way I feel about the Phantom Menace. It's the underdog.
Yeah,
that's not the underdog. It's like people want to shit on things that are popular, and yes, the Phantom Menace has gotten a really big renaissance. And I hope 25 years after Avatar, the people like us that grew up with it, other people are like, yes, oh my god, yes, let's rewatch this.
Sean,
let's go on, Sean.
Sean, my man, I'm so glad.
Thank you. I love
Listen,
this.
listen. That's what we want. That's what we like to do. Because like we're not trying to like twist your arm and stuff. Let's see, you like what you like. But Scotty and I feel legitimate excitement about a lot of things that a lot of people don't, and that's like we want to share that with you. That's why I think we love doing this, is because we want to get out and yell at people and have them have to listen to us,
So more than likely, I think next week we'll do a review of it. We'll talk about it, and we'll take a little bit of a hiatus before we come back in the beginning of January. Maybe we'll do a Christmas stream, or we'll do something silly at some point. But
we'll do something.
We'll do something.
I'm free.
We'll still do Bombad Gaming. So that'll be something we can do. But all in all, I love Avatar 2009. I think most people that are watching us right now, probably not saying you should go watch it, but I think they'll hopefully watch it with a different light after hearing this. Because there's something to it. I mean, there really is something to it.
It's like any piece of art, not without its flaws, especially one done in 2009. This film came out in 2009. A very, hey, we're socially conscious, but not really time.
Yes.
Okay. It's like we're gonna pretend to be socially conscious, but just put a bunch of white saviors on screen. This isn't immune to that. And again, I want to say that not to disparage it, but just to say we're very aware. We're not blind. We get it. But there are still merits. There's still things in this that I think are worthy in it. There's a reason again. These are getting, how many sequels is this getting? Like 3?
3 more after if it does well. 3 more.
Well, I mean, even so, I don't think James Cameron's going to give up until the man will, with his last breath, will be making another Avatar sequel.
Something too, I have to just say the last thing. If you need any more convincing, okay, this is going to sound harsh, but you have to admit James Cameron's sequel record is the greatest.
It's unquestioned.
Sci-fi. It's unquestioned. You are an idiot if you think otherwise. I'm sorry, you are. But
his
Alien
sci-fi sequels
to
specifically.
follow up Alien with Aliens, which I still believe is the greatest sequel of all time. I love Empire Strikes Back, but nothing is better than Aliens. It took everything that first horror movie did and made it the greatest action, the greatest like child and daughter companion, like that, like kid companion. Like it just hits on all cylinders. It's
Terminator
terrifying.
2 Judgment Day.
Judgment Day is perfection. Judgment Day is insane. Is better than 1. Judgment Day is better than the first one.
They both did such great things. But that's the thing. And I saw multiple tweets. Multiple people saying James Cameron is the god of sequels.
Just is. He's
that's
no one else like him.
Praise. That is
There's
high
no one else like
praise.
him. Like, look, I love Star Wars and I love Empire Strikes Back, but those are 2 different directors. They are. And if you look at the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, that's the same director, but it's not as good as the Phantom Menace. I know that's mean, but that's how I feel. It's
in a different thing. Like Star Wars, we love that world. We love the world of Star Wars.
But what
so
other
we're going to give
sci-fi
a
movies?
lot of stuff.
What other sci-fi movies get sequels besides like Planet of the Apes movies?
Listen, that's the thing too, and I don't consider Star Wars sci-fi. That's not sci-fi.
You're right.
That's a fairy tale in space. This is sci-fi.
Yes.
This is sci-fi. We're going to look and hold up a mirror to society. That is sci-fi. And good sci-fi, every good sci-fi does that.
Yep.
And whether you like it or not, maybe it's saying something to you don't want to hear. You know what I mean?
That's the pinnacle of this whole conversation.
Also, Andrew, I'm not sure if T2 made more money than the original, but I wouldn't surprise me. Frankly,
it's so much better.
Titanic 2. So I have seen, there is a film called Titanic 2 that is funny as shit. I'll try to find the one that I saw. I'm sure there's several, but
that's
anyway.
amazing. Yeah, I just, he hasn't done any wrong with sequels yet, and maybe that's how you should go into thinking. He hasn't done anything wrong.
This man's record is I mean, people are like saying, like, I think people will shit on, like, well, they'll point to like the latest Terminator and different things. I'm like,
Genesis,
listen, James Cameron kind of sells his name. You know, he puts his name on things,
just like Spielberg or JJ. Yeah,
they all do it.
They all do it.
effing do it.
Yeah.
But when James actually works on something, it's his baby. I mean, it's his baby.
You got to think too.
Oh.
Titanic was like the biggest movie of 98, 97. I forget exactly which year it was.
Yeah.
I think it was 98. But like that movie was huge. Like people love the dog on this guy. And I guess because he's kind of a no-nonsense motocross badass. Like he's those things that people don't like. And like
James Cameron is like effing wild, man.
Yes.
Like, any good genius director is like
Yes.
I don't know if you want to hang out with them, but they're effing brilliant.
Yes, they are. There's something to that. But Jerry, I love talking about this with you. I am so excited to watch this movie. I cannot.
I'm glad that we
wait
at least
to
got
watch
Sean excited. You know,
Yeah,
like shout out to
yeah.
the chat if you're gonna go see. Like shout out if you're gonna actually go see this. I think you
Yes.
should at least give it one watch.
One
I think you should at
watch.
least give it one watch
I'm excited because
and tell us that we're wrong.
We
you
would
know?
actually, Jerry, we talked about this. We would actually still be in the theater right now if we had saw it tonight. And I don't
Bro,
think
we
I
would be
couldn't
like,
have-
we would be sitting in the theater. They would have to kick us out. We would be talking at our cars, you and
Yep.
I. I
Yep.
wish we could watch this together. Frankly, I
know.
wish we could because this is. Like,
I'm excited.
Hey, go join our Patreon and send us money so we can fly and see and watch this together.
Yes.
Guys. Like, come on.
But it's funny because I can't wait to hear my friends' reactions. And I don't want to be the I told you so kind of person. I'm never going to be that way.
No.
But, man, I'm so excited to hear like,
You-
Scotty, it's really good.
Scotty,
Or-
you above all people have been pushing for this movie for years.
like
I
4
even
years
made
now.
I made the odd Avatar 2 joke here and there, like, yeah, if it ever comes out, you know, kind of a thing. I've made the jokes. You haven't. You have believed since day one hearing it. I remember when you were like, this is going to be the greatest thing of all time. And I was like, yeah, I love you. I love you so much. But
He's
I
not gonna
honestly,
mess
I
it
think
up.
you're not far off the mark at all.
You mean
And
I
so Scotty
appreciate
deserves his due. Y'all need to come
Thank
and
you.
tell Scotty, the god of the internet, how, at least of Twitter, like how right he was, like how right you are, sir, that this film was so incredible. So
I'm
worth the wait.
thankful to hear these thoughts on my friends, everyone in the chat. When you do get the opportunity to see it, I want nothing more than for you to message me, tell me what you think, and like we'll maybe even do
Brian.
a round. When he does something, he
100%.
goes, 100%, 100%, yeah,
110%.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
literally, like Brian said, dude built a submarine so he could see the Titanic himself. He went down there like 7 times too,
Bro!
Like really bad for your body.
Doesn't he
Like,
still go there? He still
Yes.
goes to the Titanic. Like he
Like-
loves that place. I think
like-
he has lunch at the Titanic.
I don't
think
know.
that's illegal. I think that's illegal, but that would be awesome. That would be great content.
I'm really excited to just be able to talk about it with my friends, and I feel like it's one of those movies that I'm going to be passionate about, and I can't wait to be passionate. And you know what? I may leave not liking it. Shit, I have no idea. We don't know, but I can already tell you I probably won't be that guy. I mean, you've got people that hated that first one coming out and saying, this was amazing. So I have a feeling I'll feel the same, but just times 1,000. So yeah, you saw me
It's-
cry earlier. I mean, I'm dying for this movie. I'm dying for it.
It's gonna be great, and I'm excited for you. I'm excited that we're all experiencing it.
Thanks.
I am like on pins and needles that I have to wait till effing Monday after work.
Monday.
A coworker who I work with who has been talking about excited to see Avatar. I have to work with this person, and they like to joke, so they're gonna try to give me fake spoilers. I know.
Yeah.
And I am like, I hate spoilers. I hate spoilers.
Yeah.
So I am like nervous as hell.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
With such a divisive thing as Avatar, waiting till effing Monday because I want to see it in 3D, and I have my kiddo, and
won't
it's 3
spoil it.
hours long. I can't
know
go
I
after
won't
I drop
spoil
her off at 6. It's 3 hours long. I have to go to work the next day.
Oh, and yeah, we talked about that earlier, Pat. If you want
Yes,
to go
we
back
did.
and listen, we talk about our very fond memories of that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm looking forward to watching this movie in bed. I'm kind of excited to lay down and watch the rest of it. But
Listen,
Jared,
if
I'm really
if
good
this
for
movie wasn't over 3 hours long, Scotty and I we would be doing our reaction to
Yeah,
it, frankly.
we
But
would have
honestly, we
been.
probably would have done another episode about it because we would
Yeah.
have wanted to talk about
maybe Monday
everything in
evening
it.
do an immediate reaction or something. I don't know. We're
We're
figure
doing
it out.
something. We'll figure it out.
I'm big question. Pat says, "Are we all going to see it in 3D? This is just one of the movie series." So I will see it first
Go
screening
see this in 3D.
but I'm going to see it in Dolby Digital. I'm going to see it in IMAX.
I wish I had a Dolby
regular.
Cinema near me.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm very happy we do have. I'm going to see it a ton of different times. I can't wait to go see it. I've already guaranteed 3 viewings. So
if you don't see if you ever see one 3D movie, make it this one. I'm telling you right now, make it this movie.
Yeah.
Go see this in 3D, and then you don't have to watch another one ever again.
They're going to make it a
you
point
have,
to be good looking in 3D.
You have to watch this one in 3D.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. The trailer blew me away.
Yeah.
Okay? So anyway,
Anyway. Let's see. Get the last lap because he made a 3+ hour Fui filled with water. But yeah, that's true. But he also said this. I don't know if you heard it. He's like, well, good. If you have to go to the bathroom, you come back and see it again because it's just that good. I'm like, that is a bold ass statement.
I love that so much.
Does not give a shit.
I love that so much.
Oh my God, he doesn't care.
This man knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
See, look,
This is why
I love Brian.
3D camera. He invented his own 3D cameras to make Avatar. I'm telling you, this started the gimmick, but this was not a gimmick. This is the real deal.
This set a precedent that no one else could follow. Think about that. This movie was so good that no one could follow it in 3D.
Honestly, it depends. Probably isn't a bad idea in this one.
No,
I'm just saying. Honestly, no. This is the one. Become an astronaut.
But for real though, no one has done it. No one has done a 3D movie of this high quality since, and they probably will never, because this man wants to give you an experience.
I will. You know what? I'll double down and say there hasn't been a good 3D movie since Avatar 2009, and there won't be another good 3D movie after Way of Water until the next sequel comes out. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, this 3D is going to be insane. If it's not, again, I'll eat an entire box of Fig Newtons on screen. On screen, Boot.
Oh, Jerry, I love you. I love that we could talk about this.
I love you too. This is so fun.
God, I can't wait.
I forgot how much I loved this film. You, my friend, I want to brag about my friend Scotty. You reminded me how much I love this movie. Thanks. So thank you. Thank you for keeping the flame lit all these years.
I hate seeing people shit on it. I really do, because to me it's just blind ignorance.
It's a baller move.
I just think it's like you're hating on it because someone's telling you to hate on it. And like, I'm not a punk rocker. I think I might be a little bit, but I really am not at my core. Maybe I am, but like, it is the biggest movie of all time. Sorry, like you can't deny that. There's a reason why it is. I don't know. It's
I'll
like
sacrifice my body for the content, Brian. I'll sacrifice my body for the content.
People that shit on the Beatles, you're like, but have you listened to the Beatles? Like I'm sorry. Do you realize like they set the precedent for everything that followed in pop music? Like that's what this movie. That's what Star Wars did for every other huge blockbuster that preceded it. It was that movie that did that. I don't know. I appreciate you saying that, Jerry. I love you, and I love that I could talk to you, because I'm sure I could have a co-host in a different reality that absolutely hates Avatar that I'd have to convince to talk about it. But
we can fight about it like we fight about the High Republic. It's fine. It gets ugly. It's whatever, you know.
Or Eternals. Like I hate that movie.
Or Morbius. Like we
are like I love Morbius.
We're so diametrically opposed. We got to watch that for Patreon content together sometime. I would love to fight with you over that movie. I would love to fight with you over that movie. Oh man. But no, like that's the thing. Like, you know, like seriously, and me and you do connect on a strange level. We don't agree on everything, clearly.
No.
But we know when something is good. And I'm watching the family version of Avatar right now, and there is a sex scene in this thing.
Oh, so it's in this one? Okay, I didn't know that.
I mean, at least he pulls her up on him and stuff, and it's like very much like, so I'm not showing my 5-year-old this family version. I'm just saying I had it on just to
there was just no cursing. No cursing.
Which is fine. Again, like whatever. You can say what raise your kids how you want to. Like I don't want my ex to be mad at me. Like you showed her the hair sex scene.
See,
like, come on.
God.
Him having an orgasm in that little tank that he's in.
Oh man, we need to sign off because I need to finish watching.
We need to. I need to let Scotty go.
I love all of you. Again, I want to say this for those that are watching live. If you can please right now, if you don't have an account, maybe make one. We're trying to get more engagement on our TikToks and Instagrams.
Please,
because we want to go live there exclusively just for fun. We want to go live in portrait mode. We want to make more shorts for you. A lot of
If
stuff.
I may, Scotty, we just recorded like almost 2 hours worth of unhinged, the unhinged Bombad you love. We just made 2.5 hours worth of content we're going to be dropping on there.
That's right.
Exclusive to that. And I mean, I think we might do a little bit on the YouTube Shorts.
Oh
But
yeah,
go to
it's in the
TikTok,
YouTube
please.
Shorts.
Please go to TikTok and follow us if you can. If you have one, if you don't mind making one just to follow us, please feed our addiction and and help us help us become I don't know, Avatar Navi influencers. We'll paint ourselves
If you want
blue. It'll
more
be great.
people,
is that bad? It might be bad.
No, it's
sorry.
perfect. No, if you want more people in the chat, new friends to make, that's how we're gonna do it. And very Avatar gasm. Okay, what do you say? Hold on. The hardest I'll ever laugh in my life was when you guys watched your live stream on the show, and that was a good one. That was the Bombad verse.
The Bombad verse of madness.
There's a section on YouTube of I clipped that whole thing out, and it's just a video on YouTube. So you go back and watch it, Andrew. It's good.
If you love that, I won't say it's exactly like that, but we go like that route of unhinged. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
if that's the kind of Bombad you love, that's the
Very
short form content you're gonna get.
Very cathartic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't just we're not just serious all the time, believe it or not.
No, not at all. Furthest thing from it. By the way, like I said, if you want to, obviously follow us here, notify, hit the bell button. You hopefully a lot of you do that. I think most of you do that already.
Please do.
But every Thursday, every Wednesday, I'm gaming. Every other Saturday.
And listen, can I say about Hyperfocus? Listen, I know Hyperfocus has been gone for a while. And I appreciate y'all sticking with me and everything. I apologize for that absence, but I'm telling you that in 2023, that's going to come back, and it's going to come back for a while. And y'all hold me to that. Hold me to that. I need y'all to gas me up, right? If you love Hyperfocus, come and talk with us. Come on the screen. That's coming back in a big way next year. And pretty sure I got to work it out, but my first guest is probably going to be that gay Jedi, Chase Hauser. So just saying, friend of the show, friend in real IRL. Our friend Chase. Oh my God, they're so fantastic. I love them to death. I love them to pieces.
Yes.
Like, Scotty, you remember in Celebration when Chase held our hands and told us how much they love the Bombadcast and how much that was the most wholesome, amazing experience. That was like one of my favorite things about Celebration is Chase telling us how much they love our show. And
there was a lot of love, but for
so
someone
much
to look
love.
you in the eye after being away from your creative partner for 3 years to tell you, they love what you do. Like Laura, another one that we got to sit and spend a lot of time with at Celebration, I could go on and on for that, but we got to close this out.
We got to close out.
Another shout out to our patrons, by the way. Thank you, everyone on the screen right here. I said your names earlier, but we really appreciate how much you've helped and contributed to the show. And if you want to join it, $7 a month. We got some exclusive things coming out, and I'll show you an example of that right here. We've got, if you were a patron, we made custom Topps cards that Charlie Ashby helped make the borders for. But we've got custom Topps cards on their way by next week. And of course,
Scotty,
we've got.
I just noticed your shirt too. Your shirt, and it's bad. I need one of those. I need one of those.
It's so 80s.
I gotta go get yours too. Go get yours too. I need one.
But yeah, that on a magnet.
Oh my God,
that's
beautiful.
Coming in soon. They're beautiful.
They're beautiful. Jeff Jeff can't wait, man. I can't wait either. I'm excited.
Awesome.
Again, I am gonna slap some of those on people's cars at work. It just says I'm walking in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like boom, boom, boom.
Put on the front door.
Who the hell are these losers? Like,
there's no marketing on it besides our logo on our shirt, by the way, which is kind of brilliant.
Yeah,
it's like marketing within marketing.
I love it. I love it so much.
Anyway. I'm going to give the good Stay Bombad. We're going to call it a night. Again, thank you everyone for joining this evening. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to do our review and a discussion on Avatar Way of Water next week.
Lamau.
Hey, Lamau. For all those here, though, remember to, as always, stay Bombad.
Did you say impossible? Pasquale? Only kidding, Jackie. I've changed my tune because I finally thought of a possible dream that we can all share.
What is it? Pasquale?
It's a dream about a world when nobody is poor or sick or hungry.
Oh, now that's a dream we can make come true.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good, gonna make a difference, gonna make it right. As I